This is the Nashville 2 podcast with your host, Edward Fox.
G'day, viewers and listeners. It's Ed Fox back with another great episode of Nashville 2. You know what makes Nashville 2 episodes great? Is our guests. So you're Nashville 2, so let's tell your story. If you know somebody that should be on the podcast, have them go to nashville2.com. Maybe it's yourself. Fill out the registration, and we'd love to have you on as a guest to talk about what you do and what you're doing in the community. And today, my special guest is Mindy Bess of the James Bess Foundation. Mindy, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me, Ed. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I was excited to meet you and learn a little bit about what you do. Now, are you from Middle Tennessee originally?
No, I am originally from Orlando, Florida.
Oh, so the land of Mickey Mouse. So you moved from Orlando, Florida. What brings you to the Nashville area?
Well, I actually had friends that were here, and so when I was younger, we would come up to visit a couple times, and just kind of fell in love with the culture,
right?
The geography, and just the roads out of the limestone and the hills and the season.
Right.
Yeah. The whole thing, because in Florida you get like 2 seasons and that's it. So
yep. Yeah, growing up in Australia on the north coast, it was always hot, so that's the same sort of thing. So Mindy, the thing that I found interesting and why I wanted you to come on the show is I want you to talk a little bit about the James Bess Foundation, how it got started, how you sort of fell into it and are doing it, and what it's about. Could you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about what you do for the foundation?
Sure. Well, I am the CEO and founder of the James Bess Foundation. We're an organization that grants wishes to adults who are terminally ill. So think, Make-A-Wish, but for adults instead of children.
Did I screw that up? Did I say John instead of James?
I think you did, but
yeah.
It's okay.
Guys, you know what? You don't have to be a professional at this. We're just trying to get the story out. So give me some grace. Sorry about that, Mindy. It is the James Bess Foundation. If I said John instead of James, there you go. They're both in the Bible. We're both good. So
true.
Sorry, I apologize. Go ahead.
No, it's good. So yeah, that's who we are in a nutshell. We became operational in August of 2017. Have granted 34 wishes nationwide so far. We've done anything from celebrity wishes to trips with family to riding lawnmowers. So we're kind of all over.
So let me just clarify, because my humor brain goes straight to, it was somebody's wish to ride on a lawnmower.
They actually wanted a riding lawnmower.
Right. So not riding lawnmowers, but riding lawnmowers. There you go. That cleared it up for everybody. Thank you. My brain's the only one that went there, I'm sure. So they needed a riding lawnmower to help them get the job done, right? And you guys were able to provide that. That's amazing. And so it must be very rewarding to be able to pull that together and be able to grant those wishes for people. How do people hear about you or submit that request?
So we're online. So we have our website, jamesbess.org, which is where people can go to apply. We're also on social media. We have TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. So a lot of times it's really just word of mouth that people find out about us, or they Google, adult wish organizations, and we pop up and they, find us and go from there.
Okay. So, and you focus primarily on the Nashville market, or are you guys national?
We are a national organization. We have 3 different qualifications, 3 main qualifications, and that is you have to live in the United States, be between the ages of 21 to 65, and have a diagnosed life expectancy of 18 months or less.
Okay. So what is something for the listeners and the viewers that maybe didn't know you exist? You guys are registered as a 501c3, I would take it?
Yes, we are.
And so how could people best help you?
Well, we have 2 main asks, and that would be for one, on the clientele part, is clients. A lot of times adults who are battling terminal illness, they don't feel worthy. They don't feel like they're able to, deserve a wish, so they don't. So it takes their family and their friends to encourage them to apply. So that's on one side of the coin. The other side, which is the biggest one, is donors. So we are definitely in need of donors. We've got 3 wishes that we're sitting on right now that we can't really move forward on because we don't have the funding necessarily to fulfill those wishes. So sponsors and donors, that's really the main second ask.
Okay, and so you have been working on, when you and I met, we met through the Tennessee Christian Chamber of Commerce, I think it was. Mm-hmm. You were at one of their power hours on Thursday, I think. Was it Corky's, the one up in Brentwood that we meet at second?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. So, and we came and helped you out. So tell us a little bit about what you've been doing for fundraising with the first responders. Tell us a little bit about that.
So for the last year, we have been working with first responders and their agencies from all across Middle Tennessee. There's 10 counties in Middle Tennessee. And so we've been working with all of them. And we're putting on basketball games and tournaments featuring those first responders. So far, we've done 6 counties. We've got Dixon County left to do, which will be in December. And then that's all going to lead up to our April Mania tournament, which is going to be in April. And that's going to be our version of March Madness. So we're going to have 32 agencies from all over Middle Tennessee, or first responder agencies, coming together to compete for the final 2. And then we'll have a separate national or separate championship game after that.
So we're talking basketball tournament with police, fire. Are those the 2? I mean, mostly.
Believe it or not, there's a lot more. There's police and fire are kind of the generic, terminology.
Right.
But we have like police, we have sheriff's office, we have fire, we have EMS.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that. And then we also have like the Tennessee Wildlife Rescue. So they're also called TWRA.
Yep.
So they're a part of it as well. Tennessee Highway Patrol, stuff like that. So there's multiple agencies.
Gotcha. And so people could come out and volunteer to help. They could come out and buy tickets to watch the games. They could just donate. If they're not able to come out or not able to volunteer, they could donate funds. And where would they find you? Is online the best place to find you?
Online, if they go to our website, jamesbess.org, they can find us there. And then from there, they can find us on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok as well.
Now, is this taking up, as the CEO and founder of this, is this where you're spending the majority of your time, is working on the James Bess Foundation?
It is, for sure, between all the basketball games and trying to secure funding. That does take up a lot of my time. And that includes like networking and going to meetings and cultivating relationships. So
right, yes. All the things we do to grow an organization, whether it be a for-profit or a non-profit. But you guys are doing some great work, and you probably could use some more volunteers and some more help and financial support as well.
Absolutely, volunteers, especially with the basketball games, because we have them in every county. Right. So we go as far, south as like Murray County, whereas that's like Spring Hill, Columbia. We go as far north as like Clarksville, Lebanon, to the east, and Cheatham County, which is to the west. So, right. We go all over. So there's really need for volunteers in every county to kind of come out, help with like concessions, something with like ticket sales. We even need people to come out and even call the games and just kind of have some fun there as well, because the PA announcers and they can get kind of charismatic and give the first response experience.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So folks, if you're sitting at home or driving along in your car and you're listening to this, or you're watching it on your phone or on your tablet, or all the things, however you're finding out about this, think about how good you'll feel by helping out the James Bess Foundation and helping out Mindy, whether it be volunteering, whether it be sending her a big fat check. She wouldn't turn down a big fat check. But because she's got wishes that she's got to fill, and she's got tournaments that she's got to put on, and she needs to get bums in seats. What do you say? Do you say bums? Butts in seats? I don't know. Got to put people on in the games, right? And then Alice, my wife, and I went and helped her out, and we did concessions. So that they normally have hot dogs and nachos and pop and chips and candy and all sorts of stuff. So folks, think about how you can contribute and how you can help. Mindy, what else do we need to know about what you do?
Well, I guess in general, the backstory, because that's kind of where things are and kind of where we're trying to go forward. So James Bess is actually the name of my dad. He was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer when he was 38 years old and passed away when he was 42. We lived in Orlando at that time, and he had a desire or wish to meet Garth Brooks or go to a concert. But we didn't have resources. We didn't have money. We were very poor at that time. So I tried to make that happen for him and couldn't because there were no resources.
Right.
So he died not having it. So that's why I started the organization, because I knew that there was, things for children, but not adults. Right. So that's just why I started it. And, just kind of playing in for the championship game. We're dreaming big here. We haven't secured anything, but we're trying to go after a halftime show featuring Garth Brooks. So if we can, we're trying to we're about to do a social media, like on TikTok plea, and hopefully people can go on and share that. And so we can put this before Garth and see if he'll actually be willing to do it for us.
Wow, that'd be awesome. So yeah, dream big, right? Put it out there. You never know. You never know what's going to happen.
As a business owner, it can be tiring paying cash for everything you need. Well, there's a better way. Introducing Trade Bank of Nashville. Our bartering service lets you exchange goods and services without the need for cash transactions. Trade Bank helps businesses like yours reduce expenses, bring in new business, and keep your cash where you need it most. Find out more and join our barter network today. Start getting what you need without paying cash, because sometimes barter is just smarter. Apply today at nashville.tradebank.com.
It sounds like most of your time is taken up with that, but one of the things we do on the show is we try and have a couple of hidden gems of things that you like to do when you're not working on this. I think this is a labor of love and is a passion of yours, but what are some of the things? What do you have any hidden gems? I mean, I know you're pretty much working on this all the time. So what do you do when you're not working on this?
Well, there's a couple of things that I really like to do, especially in the holidays. One of which is going to the Opryland Hotel resort, walking around. It's absolutely stunning and beautiful. It's one of the places that my family and I are going to go to when they arrive next week. And so, but that's one. The other thing that I really like doing is going to the Ole Red, which is a bar off of Broadway, Lower Broadway. It's Blake Shelton's bar. And it's just got unique food. It's a little bit different, but it's really cool. And then also the music is really good too, because I hear they have to audition to perform there.
Right.
So you get really good quality music.
And what's it called again?
Ole, O-L-E, Red.
Okay. Yeah, I have not heard about that, so that'll be one I'll check out.
So it's a lot of fun. Like I said, it's very different, but I do enjoy it. And then the other thing, which I don't do often because I don't really need the calories, is going to be Legendary Ice Cream.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's off of Broadway. It's not on Broadway. Not on Broadway, but it's off Broadway. And it's very decadent and it's very delicious. And I do like going there and kind of as a splurge thing. So I think those are the three that I really enjoy doing when I have the time and the money to do it.
Right. Awesome. Well, thanks. Is there any last things you want to add as we wrap up?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I think I've covered everything. I guess one thing that I didn't cover is just spreading the word about us. You never know who knows somebody. Right. So maybe the person hearing this isn't able to help in any way, but they might know somebody that does. Right. Or they might not know anybody in their circle that's dying, but then they know somebody else who is, or, so it's all about connection. Right. So spreading the word, liking us on Facebook, because you never know who's going to see it and want to get involved. So,
right. Awesome. Well, Mindy, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing what you're doing with us. I think you're doing an amazing thing and helping out a lot of people. And I think once people hear about this, there'll be some support there. So jamesbess.org is the Correct. Website. And can people donate on there as well?
Yes, they can. They can donate one time. They can,
recurring,
donate monthly. And then if they also check out the basketball tournament tab on that homepage, they'll be able to go there and see how they can get involved there as well.
Awesome. Hey, thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet.
This is the Nashville 2 podcast with your host, Edward Fox.